Hey, what's up? This is the Leo Mystic. Welcome to the Inner Peace forecast for the 1st of April until the 7th of April. This is where we take you to heaven and bring it back on Earth to experience it. The cycles of life. What are the cycles of life doing today on the 1st of April? And Mercury is on Neptune. Little Mercury is on Neptune, and it's semi-squaring over to Uranus in Taurus. Now you can see that I am not using the regular microphone. This is kind of how that feels. Materialistic stuff that gets taken or, just torn out of your hand, and communication. Mercury's communication. So this is how it can feel like. Mercury has been swimming in Neptune for over pretty much a month, okay, and it's been terrifying because the big sea, big ocean, and Mercury tiny, and trying to swim to finally get to shore and get to Aries and start off, and so we're building towards the new moon, and it's going to be important now that Mars is in Gemini. We're going to get to all of that. But first, again, this can feel like we're swimming. We're swimming in a huge ocean. Now, Mercury has finally come direct, which is, it's pretty positive. But now it's still in the ocean and it's trying to find its way. So we're still very confused, and there's this fog in front of us. Whilst all of a sudden Mars in Gemini, Mercury, right, is rules Gemini. So we got to look at what is Mars, what is Gemini doing, and Mars is there, so that's really good. We're taking action again. Where Mars in Taurus is really slow, and it's let's do this step by step. Let's do it here and now. Mars in Gemini is go out, speak, investigate, explore, communicate, think. And it's it's very energetic. It's like Mercury is on fucking LSD. Well, not maybe. Yeah, in Pisces it's on LSD, but in Gemini, it's speed. It's and it's just everybody's exploring and seeking. It's going from here to there. So it would be a good time to do some small traveling, but with Mercury in Pisces on freaking Neptune. This is confusion. This is where am I going? I don't know. And now it's all dark. Just imagine for just a second, it can feel like fucking dark because Pluto is on the south node. It's destroying everything that we've known in terms of materialistic things, in terms of, with Uranus and Taurus just tearing it out, and all the traditions, all the government structure, the authority, everything that is an authority is being challenged. And with Mars and Gemini, that's the public really saying this is how it should change. You should change, and you just fucking look at how your leadership is done. And I think this could cause a lot of commotion. Okay, and so we can feel freaking terrified. We can feel like we're in the freaking dark with Pluto on the south node, and just everything is crumbling. And so now Mercury, our communication, we're swimming, we're exhausted, we're terrified, and Mars and Gemini makes it where's shore, or is there maybe something we can hold on to? And it is just very energetic. And with Mars, with Uranus, with the Sun in Aries, it is it has the courage to do it, and it just fucking does it. But the thing is that when you do that too much, you are exhausting yourself. So we can feel we have that courage, and we're doing the work, and we're getting out, we're seeking, we're exploring, but nothing is really happening. And that's freaking frustrating. Okay, it's really frustrating. So what I would say is just, really, really think through when you really take the action to go do it. And with that Uranus in Taurus semi-squaring over to Mercury, whilst Mercury is like everywhere going and, you know, energetically, all of a sudden in the dark, it's like enlightening strikes. You know, Uranus is lightning and Taurus is the earth. It's like materialistic things. So now Mercury is swimming, but Uranus gives a lightning, and all of a sudden you can see where you can go, but just for a second though. Just for a freaking second. So new flashlights will like come up. You will get like insights, but they're too confusing for the moment. And so we can blindly take action on something we believe, and especially with Mercury squaring to Jupiter, this is like new belief systems and getting stuck in like your ways of thinking and new spiritual belief systems, new ways of like, oh, I've seen the light, you know. This is kind of how it can feel like, I've seen the fucking light, I know where to go. So we blindly, with Mars and Gemini, we can blindly, you know, to new ways with that building up to that new moon in Aries, this new starts. And with, you know, it's like lightning, and Mercury says, oh my God, like I know the truth now, square to Jupiter. And it's like blindly believing something, and it just, Mars and Gemini goes fucking straight towards a point. So, but Mars and Gemini is investigation. So investigate. But Mercury's still confused anyway. So I would say these are times with Moon in Pisces until Wednesday. With the Moon in Pisces and Venus in Pisces, this is a lot of spiritual energy. This is a lot of like connecting. You see a lot of flowers here. You know, spring has begun. Try to freaking appreciate the flowers more than going in that Mars and Gemini, because it's squaring over to Saturn and the South Node in Pluto, and this is just challenging the status freaking quo. And it demands to do it, but I would wait until the new moon if you really want to like rebel, and if you like really want to challenge the status quo and the government, and like if you really want to courageously do something, wait until the new moon on Friday. And in the meantime, just Moon in Pisces shit, just joy and relax, and don't overthink too much, because Mars in Gemini tends to do that, and Mercury is on Neptune. Until like Mercury gets out of freaking Pisces, well, you know, on the 11th of April, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in freaking Sagittarius, and it's going to last for a long time. It's going to last for about 2 months, even longer. And so I would have to check how long that lasts. So, but that is like no more expansion. So at least it is still hopeful. At least we're swimming with hope. You know, so anyway, so now Moon in Pisces shit until like Wednesday. Relax, enjoy, see the flowers, look at it, take some time, be romantic, be creative. Don't over push things, because it's just confusing. And anyway, with Uranus and Taurus semi-square into Mercury in Pisces, squaring over to Jupiter, this is you getting new messages from source. This is you all of a sudden like getting an insight. And guess what? Pluto on Capricorn, the South Node, new opportunities pop up. You do something with it that you don't even freaking understand, and materialistically, value, everything of value just gets taken away from you. And or just a new value system that later on, when that moon on Sunday goes over Uranus, it feels what it manifested, and it feels the change. And it can either be good or bad. And now I would say it's either, this is pure feeling that I'm speaking intuitively. Like anything that right now, when you blindly believe something and you just go for it and you take action upon it, I feel like there's a lot of material things that are gonna be taken out of your hand just like that, and you didn't even fucking realize because Mercury's in Pisces on Neptune. So before you really you enthusiastically get into a new dogma, new belief system, I would do the investigation and just hold your horses for just a second. With that new moon in Aries, right? This is going to ask you, with all the investigating work that you're going to do and still receiving the messages that you intuitively get with so much Piscean energy. It's not, it's not negative. I'm talking like shit about Pisces at the moment, but actually it's like probably one of the most beautiful things that are there. It's that connection to source. It's that knowing that, God is there, and it's hidden, but it's a beautiful thing. So with that new moon is going to square over, sesquiquadrate over to Saturn. And that's really intense, because any action that you're going to take, it's in the midst of Aries, 15 degrees. New moon, always a good time to start new things. In Aries, get it fucking going, and you got to know where in your astrological chart, which house it is. And that depends on where you have to take the action. But either way, any fucking action you're going to take, any new intention that you set to get the going, this is like a whole new start for the whole new year. Yes, like the sun came into Aries, but, it came with a full moon, and that's intense. And it was just about, you and others and bringing balance. But now it's about me. Now it's about how is your year going to look like? And it's about courageously speaking up, speaking the truth, doing your fucking work, and challenge any authority with so much power. And, Mars in Gemini is sextiling Chiron in Aries, and this is healing your wound of the self-image. So this is really by you have so much, fear of criticism of others, especially now with the Chiron in Aries. But if you Mars in Gemini, that stuff, if you do speak it and you before you think about it, you're going to be like, wow, this actually feels really healing. But it is sesquiquadrate over to Saturn, and so guess what? A lot of walls are going to be put on your path, and you're going to just go through it. Just go freaking through it. Okay? That's all I would say. I'm just going to keep it up to that. That's a lot. That's already a lot to deal with. Beware of blind belief systems and just going with the flow and just believing whatever you see on the internet or whatever feels good of something else, someone else. Do your research and just think it through, communicate about it with a couple of other people before you really dive into it. And I would say, wait another 2-3 weeks when Mercury gets out of Aries. Then, all right? Okay, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Much love, the Leo Mystic. See you next Monday. Peace. Door te stil te praten, om niet te luid te zijn.